at center, standing 6'11", number 28, Jan Mahimi. Starting at shooting guard, at 6'3", number 11, Monte Ellis. At the power forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 12, Serge Ibaka. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 1 inches, number 9, Rajon Rondo. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 7, Carmelo Anthony. The head coach of your home team.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, as the Nets take it to the hardwood here at the Barclays Center. The Detroit Pistons come into this one after the win against the Bucks. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
You know what, though? Not only did they get to the free throw line a lot, but they converted at a high clip.
Old school basketball here. Hard-nosed, fundamental, just solid old school performance right there.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Carter Williams is out there with Chris Middleton. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's David Lee. And it's Jang in at the 5. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Ellis right side. To the paint. Here's Anthony. Rebounded by the Pistons.
Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
Rondo with the ball. Anthony in the corner. Here's Mahimi. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Teardrop shot. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Here's Dang. Rebound by Mahimi.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by, let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Stan Van Gundy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. His biggest concern seemed to be how to contain Monte Ellis on the offensive end. He said, quote, no matter where he is on the floor, he is a threat to score because he can get into the lane whenever he wants. We'll just have to try and get the ball out of his hands on the offensive end. We'll see if they can do just that.
And thank you, Doris. The Nets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Passes it to Leonard. Rebound, Brooklyn. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Well, Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. But they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. So for the Nets, Robin Lopez is checked in for Mahimi. Boozer comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Allen Crabbe in for Ellis. And a different look here for the Pistons. Marc Gasol's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. Lance Thomas comes in for Lee. Garrett Temple has checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Outside Jack. Leonard attacking. Back to Jack. Wide open look. Boozer with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Grab the pass to Lopez. Got it despite fading back a bit. And it's all knotted up.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
They set the pick. Pass to Jack. Good-looking screen by Gasol. The kick out to Jack. Shot clock at 6. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Rondo kicks to Crabbe. Back to Rondo. Anthony on the wing. Puts it up from 12. Rebounded by the Pistons.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Pistons on top. They lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a... And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to kick.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
Allen Crabbe out there with Ibaka. Then there's Ellis. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And Marc Gasol surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And when you look at Marc Gasol now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you
what
know
we
all
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here. Woo. Info and entertainment.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
And Jack, here we go. Kicks it down to Middleton. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And boy, how good was Chris Middleton last season? Always a deep shooter who could stretch the floor. He hits the weight room in the offseason and became a much stronger defender. Now he's one of the more promising 3-and-D guys in the league.
Mahinmi's checked in for Brooklyn. Gorgui Dieng's checked in for Detroit. Michael Carter-Williams comes in for Jarrett Jack. Lee takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Lee's got his second basket of the night. And for Chris Middleton last season, he went up in points, assists, rebounds, but went down in turnovers.
Boy, what an improvement for this young man. A late bloomer. I liked him when he was at Texas A&M, still growing into his body, playing with great confidence, and he can spray that thing from three. I like his promise.
And here is Carter Williams. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Milwaukee. Middleton outside. The dish to Lee. Rebound, Brooklyn. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. They're the better team. I mean, they expect to win this matchup. We'll see if they can take care of business tonight.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Ibaka. Anthony comes in for Crabb. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Donald Sloan. 1:43 left here in the second. Carter Williams dishes to Lee. Feeds it to Middleton. Clock at 6. 13 feet away. Can't get it to go. That was with some nice deep.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He talked to his guys about the importance of functioning as a unit, not as individuals, and on the need to help each other find open shots on the perimeter. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
Talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Lopez is checked in. That drops. And now just a 1-point Nets lead.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
Nets passing it around. Rondo passes to Lopez. 26 seconds left in the first half. Cannot hit.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
They got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
Anthony left side. The feed now to Boozer. To the middle. It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Eight seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Lopez. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Lopez has got his second basket.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Nets lead by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Carmelo, some great help off the bench during this first half. What does their contribution mean to this team?
Well, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA, and when they come to play like we playing so far, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat, and just hoping we can keep that up.
It certainly takes some pressures off the starters. Melo, thanks for the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the